I'll tell you when. All right, we're live. Hello, hello. We'll wait
Hey,
around.
everybody.
We can wait a few minutes and then we can get started because otherwise people might miss our intros.
Great. You can see on the event, you said, Lila?
Yeah, it tells me how many viewers, but it's just I read articles on to ignore that because it was like, don't pay attention to that because sometimes it's wrong. So there might be people here. So hello, if you're here. We're excited to have you.
We're so happy to have you here.
This is our first time, so grace, lots of grace, especially in prayers for tech because it has been a rough couple of days.
I don't know why. You even have a tech savvy husband and brother who has been helping us, which has been great. But for some reason, we've just had some glitches.
Yeah, it's all right. It's what we get for using a free service, I think.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, we've got a few people on, so hello. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone.
If you're on the live stream page, you'll be able to see the chat below. So if you just enter your name down below, you can kind of chat in and say hi, tell us where you're from, what you make, what your business is. We want to hear from you. I'm checking the live stream to see if it's working on the website. Yep, it's working. Oh, hello, let's see. We've got Olivia and Danielle and Catherine. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, guys.
Yay, this is so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Happy Monday. I hope everyone's week is off to a great start.
I forget it's Monday because we're still technically on vacation because we're snowed in.
And then it's 80 degrees in DC, so I'm happy.
I wish it was 80 degrees here.
Yeah, your weather is really, really crazy. I thought DC weather was crazy, but you guys do this.
Yeah, and it's so bipolar.
It seems like it.
Yeah, it's like we've had like 75 degrees, and then like the next week it was snowing, and we've had like 8 inches in Cheyenne, so it's nuts.
That's horrible. By April, I'm like ready for warm weather. It was in early April, it was like in the 50s, and I was rebelling. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to wear my Birkenstocks, even if those freeze.
Right. I pulled out my rainbow sandals still, even though it's snowing today.
It's awesome. It's so great.
All right, you want to start with intros, Elise?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Elise, as most of you already probably know this. I am the founder of Ringlet Media. Ringlet came out of a desire to combine art and science into a wonderful digital marketing firm. So I just graduated from Johns Hopkins with my master's in communications in December, and Ringlet's been in the making for a while, but we just launched in January. I live in Washington, D.C., and I'm engaged to my college sweetheart. I've been working in communications for about 5 years now, and my specialization is with women entrepreneurs, small business owners. I love empowering brands and helping people to know their purpose and how to market their business with meaning.
That's awesome. I love you, and I'm so glad that we met.
Me too. I was thinking about that the other day. I totally stopped Lila and I messaged her. I think I emailed you, and I was at my last corporate job, and I emailed you, and I was like, I love this girl and her whole brand and outlook, and I was like, hi, can we work together? And a year later, here we are. We're doing a webinar together.
And we've traded so much work. It's been really great for both of our businesses. So
It's been amazing.
Well, I'm Lila Higgins, and I run Higgins Creative. And I started just kind of with selling my art, so it wasn't really anything having to do with teaching or equipping makers or anything like that. It was just like, I need to make money, and I can draw pretty things, so let's try and sell that. And so it evolved definitely from my cute little digital Etsy shop. It was really awful. It evolved from there, and we rebranded the Higgins Creative like 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago, and with the focus of the maker. So the maker is the one that creates with their head, heart, and hands, and does things that, you know, are going to change the world and actually have like effect on us. And so right now I'm doing graphic design and branding. So I've got my maker packages that I have kind of arranged for new people wanting to get into design and all of that, or get into small business, and I kind of help them establish the visuals there. And but I just released my new starter kit, which is kind of like a DIY branding that will get you started. So that's kind of my reason for getting together on a webinar today, is just to kind of educate you on that, and also just the idea behind branding and authenticity. I live in Wyoming. I'm currently in Cheyenne, but I live in Cody, which is up northeast or northwest. I'm visiting my brother down here, and we got snowed in, so that's kind of why tech stuff was iffy, because I'm on a different computer, and yeah. But I've got a husband and 2 babies. They're 3.5, almost 2. They're adorable, and they're obnoxious and loud, so my husband actually took them to Chick-fil-A today to play in the play place. So, yeah, that's about it about me. I see we've got some chats here. Let's see. Oh, I had to move breakfast to the desktop. I'm so glad you're eating with us. I just, like, chugged a granola bar because I was starving and hadn't eaten all morning. We should be able, let's see, it should hop back and forth between us, but if it doesn't, I can present to everyone while I'm talking. Can you see me now? Hi, Deanna.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
So chime in below. Where are you guys from? What are you guys up to today? And what are your small businesses? You can leave links below and stuff. I'm pretty sure it should turn into a link in the chat. It's a new chat we're using, so it's not something I've ever used before. It should be popping up. Oh, we can only see Elise.
Thanks, guys. Wow, this is Lila's so beautiful. We need to share screens so you can see
try turning your video off and see what happens. It might just go back to the.
Okay.
Can anyone see me now? I don't know how delayed the chat is, so we'll have to see. Oh, yay, now they can see me. Okay, hi! So you heard my whole intro, but you were looking at Elise, but that's okay. Oh, yay. Yes, I love. Okay, Deanna, how do you say, is it Badham Hill? You got to help me with the pronunciation, because I totally bought one of your journals, and I absolutely love it. Elise, you can unmute and see if that comes on. See if we can still hear you. It's Badham Hill. Okay, just making sure, because I wasn't sure. I mean, I want to say like Brandon Hill, but I know that's not how it's spelled. So. All right, so we are figuring out technical difficulties here really quick. Can you unmute, Elise? Press your microphone button, because I can't hear you. There you are.
There we go.
There you are. Now it should be hopping back and forth, but we're going to switch to slides here in a minute, so that should.
Can everyone hear both of us?
Yeah, and if there's any issue like during it, just let us know. Yes, hi Sarah. I love seeing all of your pictures on Wake to Make. It's so much fun. Like I'm starting to identify. I'm like, oh yeah, that's that person. That's that person. That's that person. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, Sarah, I actually got your
Thanks,
little
guys.
Cup holder. What's it called? Like the cozy. So I have pictures to share after today, because I've been doing that graphic thing on Instagram, so I haven't been able to share the pictures of the stuff I got for the Maker's Box. So I'll be sharing those this week. Hi, Olivia. I'm so glad you guys are here. Yay, you guys are some of my favorite ladies.
Mm-hmm. It's been so fun meeting you guys all. Great grammar here. It's been so great meeting you all on social media and on the Lila's Facebook group. It's been awesome.
Yes, Catherine in South Africa. I got your package and I was like, what? She's in South Africa? It was so pretty. The packaging was awesome and the stuff inside was even better. I can't wait to share about that as well. Yay, Danielle is actually a second cousin of mine,
No
but
way.
yeah, she makes some handmade soaps and stuff. So she lives where I used to live, which is fun.
Oh, cool.
All right, you guys, so feel free to ask questions. I'm going to be kind of jotting them down from the chat, and then we're going to have a few minutes of Q&A at the end. So feel free to just drop in your questions as you have them, and I'll be taking notes for those. But Elise is going to kick us off with the slides.
Okay, great. Here we go. Okay, can everyone see this? Lila, can you see?
I can see, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining. Again, this is Lila and Elise. We'll be talking about the 4 methods we've used to build trust and community with our clients. This webinar, we'll be talking about branding, marketing, authenticity, and small business because, as we all know, our tribe is our everything. It's the core of our business and what makes everything go. So to start off, I really love this quote by Dave. He says, "No one else is you, and that is your power." And this is going to be our theme for the whole webinar, is that we want to help you tap into your own power through learning your story, your voice, and how to share that voice and story authentically. Again, we're Elise and Lila, and we're so happy to be here with you. Let this webinar be something you do for yourself. If you're eating or drinking a cup of tea, great. Close out of other tabs. I know it's really difficult to do. I've definitely been on other webinars before where I'm like, well, I'll listen to the webinar and do some email or Facebook checking. And I know some of that's inevitable. But if you can close out of some other browsing pages you have up and just focus on what you can get out of this webinar. And stick around at the end for some bonuses for only those of you on this webinar right now. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. First, I'll be talking about storytelling. If you guys have been following me at all, you know that I love storytelling. This is one of the reasons I actually went into communications, was to bring my love of storytelling in both the arts and sciences together. So, what is storytelling? It's an ancient art form that reaches into the very depths of the human experience and allows us to connect with one another in a profound manner. So, storytelling isn't just characters and a plot line and some evil and some good battling together. It's, of course, it includes those things, but it is something much deeper. If you take a moment to look around you in the brands that you encounter every day, in the companies that you buy from, at the grocery stores you go to, you actually come to realize that storytelling is all around us. We interact with it way more than we realize. And the best kind of storytelling reaches into the depths of the human experience that we all live out day in and day out. And that experience allows us to connect with one another. How can you use storytelling to enhance your brand? Well, storytelling allows you to communicate to your audience your specific message and your mission. And when you communicate with your audience in a storytelling form, your brand is so much better communicated and easily received because there's an arc, there's a plot line, and your audience can then see themselves and how they fit into your brand through storytelling. So the elements of storytelling are hero, conflict, guide, possibility, and call to action. And in the next few minutes, we're going to go through all of these elements. But we're going to start off with hero and conflict. And the main point I want you to take away from this step is that you are not the hero, but your audience is. And so the point of branding, pulling storytelling into your brand is that you can help, like I said, help your audience place themselves into your story. And the point of that is that you can take your audience on a journey. I want to use the example of Lululemon. You guys all know the widely popular and successful brand Lululemon. And what Lululemon does, they don't only sell apparel. What they do is they sell a story. The story that if you buy these clothes, you can become a yogi. You can become athletic. You can become in shape. And if you take a look at their website, everything from their website to the tags on their clothes, it's all has to do with the buyer being a hero, where if you buy these clothes, you become the hero of your own story. You become this new person. You can become a new person. You can become a new athlete. You can become in shape. You can do whatever you want to do successfully because you become the hero of your own story if you buy into Lululemon, into their brand. So when coming up with a hero and conflict for your own brand, focus on your audience. What are their pain points, their struggles? What products or services do you offer that would enhance their lives? What conflicts does your audience run into in their industry, in your industry? How can you guide your audience in resolving their conflicts within or externally to them? And we're going to go into guide in the element of guide in just a second, but I want to stay on hero and conflict for a moment. So when you're incorporating hero and conflict into your brand story, the hero is your audience and the conflict is the pain points and struggles that your audience has to deal with. And then your services or products are the guide, the resolve for your clients, for your audience. What you have to offer will help them, aid them to resolve their pain points and their struggles. So that brings us to step 2, possibility and guide. And the point that I want to stress in this step is the wonder of what if. So far, your audience is the hero and they have a conflict, whether it's they're cold and they need mittens, or they are a small company looking for some branding help, or they are a stay-at-home mom who needs a candle to refresh her kitchen. Everyone has a conflict, and everyone can be a hero of their own life. So, like we mentioned before, your brand can resolve those conflicts for those people by offering possibility and guidance. And where what if comes from is you can ask your clients, your audience, what if I offered that resolution for you? What if my product or what if my service came in to aid you and guide you? What would the possibility be? For a mom needing a candle to refresh her kitchen, it could be, what if you had that candle that I could offer you to freshen up your kitchen, to give you moments of peace? Maybe you'll find clarity. Maybe you'll find peace, a peaceful moment. Maybe you'll be able to be motivated to then clean the rest of your kitchen, whatever it may be. That's something really on a small scale, but you can always ask your clients what if my service or my product came in to help you resolve your own struggle, your own conflict. And that can be a really powerful moment for them because it allows them to place themselves within the storyline of your brand. the possibility shapes the plot of your business. So like I was saying, if a client has or audience has a conflict, they want to come to you because you offer them a possibility to change the storyline of their own lives. So it could be something as simple as using the Lululemon example. Lululemon offers maybe someone who has been struggling with their weight or struggling to get in shape. Lululemon offers them the possibility of, here, have these clothes, and you will have the possibility of getting in shape, of losing weight. It offers them, the audience, the ability to change the plot line of their own stories, of their own lives. And that then, the possibility of their own lives shapes the plot of your business. Plot themes. So there's always the rags to riches plot theme. There's the theme of overcoming, the quest, voyage and return, comedy, tragedy, or rebirth. So I'm sure you guys all learned these themes in grade school, in literature class, or maybe a literature class in college. But what I mean by plot themes is place the possibility that your product or service offers your clients into one of these themes. So not necessarily a tragedy. You don't want to offer your clients tragedy, but you can offer them a quest. You can offer them comedy. You can offer them the ability to transform. You can then offer them the ability to go on a journey or a voyage. You can offer them the ability to overcome whatever struggles that they have. Choosing a plot line will help you to contour your client's experience to fit your individual business's offering. So like I was mentioning before with Lululemon, their offering, so the plot line I'd say for Lululemon is the quest, right? Like the quest for, I don't want to say the perfect body, but the quest for health, the quest for, yeah, I think I'm just going to go for health. Quest for health helps them. That's their plot line. And then that plot line affects every single part of their branding so that they kind of contour their clients or their buyers' experience to fit your offering. So they're offering with the pants, maybe. Okay, so these pants will help you then to get in shape XYZ ways. So it'll help you get in shape because they have certain fabric or they have a certain build that will help you do something in yoga. But yeah, it's such a unique way that you can really dive into your own mission and your own offerings so that you can come up with an amazing plot line that you can offer your audience. Step 3 is call to action. So what is your audience meant to learn from your story? Or what do you want them to do after they've learned your story? Be clear with your audience and what you want them to do. Use a 3 or 4 word format to state your call to action and keep it simple and be exciting and true to your offering. So you can place your CTA, your call to action, on everything you do. I mean, you don't want to be obnoxious and have like 5 million call to actions on your homepage. But think about it, after every commercial for McDonald's, it's like, come in and buy this. Or with Lululemon, it's buy that. And you want to offer, like what I was saying with Lululemon, okay, they want to help their clients transform their health. So their call to action would be transform your health. And that could be on your website, your social media, your Facebook ads, whatever it may be. And finally, I just want to leave with you the thought that stories should capture people's imaginations and fill them with hope and whimsy. Stories are born from a desire to journey with others through the ups and downs of life. It's all about accompanying your client or audience through their adventures, and you will always have a strong story to share if you do so. So I just wanted to offer Digital Marketing 101, where we will place your stories and your systems into place to get your business seen online. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this offering at the end of the webinar, but I just want to throw it out there for now. And through this digital marketing, we'll put all the stories that you have for your business into place so that you can easily communicate to your audience the amazing story that you have to offer them. So I'm gonna let Lila take it over, and then I will switch. I'll come back in just a minute.
Thanks, Elise. And one thing, like, she has helped me in my business. So you guys, I'm sure if you've followed me since, the very beginning, you know that my business has really changed, and it's kind of been molded to be, instead of just offering art to the world, I'm now, building makers up and helping them establish themselves in all of these, business terms, and like it's not just art anymore. And that's one thing Elise helped me with, is just to really define what I want to accomplish in the world and who I want to reach and how I want to walk them through my brand story and help them be a part of that. So Elise is awesome. If you need help with that, she's really, really great at it. So I am going to pop up my screen now. See if we can figure this out. Everyone can see me, right? Everybody check in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, I've got a notebook here that I can continue to write them down for you. And I've got my slides. All right, can everyone see? All right, so I want to talk through just the importance of visuals. So visuals, I define them as your brand visuals are graphics, photos, fonts, and the feel of your presence online and in business. So when you present a really united front online and even in your print media, you're gonna attract people because you look organized and you look like you're what you're doing, and you know what you offer, and you know how you can help people. So the basic truth is that you catch people's eye with beautiful things. So people are attracted to pretty things. It's kind of in our DNA. So I have some facts here to just kind of walk you through why visuals are important. So some of the facts: 65% of people in general learn better and retain information longer when they see it visually. So the mass population is not going to want to read a bunch of copy or words. They would rather see a picture that explains to them what you're trying to accomplish. So this quote: unless our words, concepts, ideas are hooked onto an image, they will go in one ear, sail through the brain, and go out the other ear. So images are much more easily ingrained into our brains. And visuals are also processed 60,000 times faster than text. So these days they say you have 9 seconds to get someone's attention online, which is not a very long time. Like, my toddler can't, get into the sink and pour water all over everywhere in 9 seconds. Like, that is a very, very short time. So you want to make sure that you're capturing them and that you're pulling out the feelings that you want from them. So think of the ways that you feel from, think about how you feel about the Depression. So you think about this Depression, it was this awful time in history, and you can know all the facts, but until you see that photo of the mother, her name is Florence Owens Thompson, one of the most famous photographs ever, you can feel her pain. You see the lines in her face. Like, you understand a little bit more about what she was going through. You can also think about food. So you talk about food, you can tell an entire recipe to someone, but until you see a picture of a cake, you don't realize you definitely need that cake. So that is because 90% of information is transmitted, or 90% of information transmitted to the brain is visual. So everything we take, out of all the information we take in, 90% of that is going to be stuff that we've seen. And then 40% of nerve fibers are linked to the retina. And basically what this means, not only do we process visuals better and faster, but they're also tied to an emotional state. So visuals cause a faster and stronger reaction than words. They help users engage with the content, and such emotional reactions influence information retention. This is because the visual memory is encoded in the medial temporal lobe of the brain, so science, 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 the same place where emotions are processed. So that's why when you see the picture of Florence Owens, you feel her pain. Like, you understand emotionally what she was going through. And when you see food, you go, ooh, I really want that cake, and it drives an emotional reaction out of you. So the basic truth is getting people, your customers and your clients to trust you through your visuals seems kind of silly, but when you build a consistent brand, your customers trust you more easily because a concise brand shows that you not only care about your business, but you're a focused professional person that they can trust. So consistent visuals inadvertently connect emotionally with your clients, and they build that trust even without the customer realizing it. So we all want our clients to trust us, right? Like, that's a pretty basic question. But these days, if you don't have consistent and beautiful images and graphics, you look lazy. And I know that's kind of harsh, but it's true. Because it's so easy to develop your own graphics and build on basic visuals and images, if you're not putting the effort into it, people aren't going to take you seriously as a professional creative. Oh, excuse me. So how do we get the right visuals? I know that it's not always an option to hire a skilled designer. So there are other options like learning yourself and studying up on graphic design basics. There's great programs like Canva that can help you do it for free, and you can also, this is kind of the driving force behind my Brand Your Story starter kit. So that's why I'm so excited to announce the launch of it today. Not only will it walk you through everything you need for a consistent and effective brand, but I also provide you with tools such as templates and a guided map of kind of where your brain needs to be when you're starting your business. So stick around because we've got some kick booty deals for both my branding kit and Elise's digital marketing kit just for attending this webinar. So no one else gets these deals. It's just you guys that are on live with us right now. And let me get back to my face here. There we go. So I hope that kind of gave you a really quick rundown of kind of the science behind visuals. Next, Elise is going to talk about authenticity and vulnerability. Oh my gosh, I can't. Vulnerability. Oh my gosh, still can't say it. There you go. I hope that kind of gave you a rundown. And so our visuals are important, but we also want to have like truth behind those visuals, something that's realistic and not this fake face we're putting forward. They need to come from a place of authenticity. So I'll send it over to Elise now.
Sure. Okay. Present to everyone. I'm gonna check it out one more time. Can you see my slides?
Not full screen. No, it's still doing that thing.
Sorry, guys. Being vulnerable. We've had some technical difficulties.
Yes, not perfect.
Yeah, so I'm sorry my slides aren't full screen right now. It's just not allowing me to do so. We have no idea why. Okay, can everyone see the slides and right now that I'm showing?
Put a thumbs up in the chat or a yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I'm going to talk about authenticity and vulnerability. They're both words that are thrown around a lot in the online business space right now. But we're going to kind of delve deeper into what they really mean. And I want to put authenticity and vulnerability in the context of personal branding. Because that's also something that the online world talks a lot about. But I actually like to think of branding as actually an invitation. It's an invitation to let others belong to and join in your mission as a business. So as a business, we all have missions. We all have desired outcomes other than just selling things, right? We want to tell stories, we want to connect with others, we want to empower others, and that's our missions. So branding is an invitation to help others, an invitation for others to join in your mission. But in order to do that, we need to be vulnerable and authentic. So authenticity means not false, copied, but it needs to be genuine. And I think it can be really tricky to talk about authenticity because oftentimes I don't know. I'm 25 and I don't know what, I don't know who I am all the way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who I am completely. So it's hard for me to be like, yep, this is who I am and I'm just being authentic, because my branding and my business seems to change every month. Right now, I'm still in the new phase, but it seems to be like, it's just really difficult for me to be consistent, I guess. But I think just in that fact of trying new things out and not necessarily being 100% of my mission or who I am, that's being authentic as well, because I'm inviting others to join in my journey of finding myself, of growing and learning this new process of growing a business. So I really encourage you to not be discouraged if you are overwhelmed by the thought of authenticity. Just share your mind and your heart, and it's going to be okay. And how do we be authentic? It's from vulnerability. And I found this really interesting that vulnerability comes from the Latin word vulnus. I'm totally pronouncing that wrong. I'm sure my fiance knows Latin, and I'm sure he would know how to pronounce this, but I do not. But it's a Latin word for wound. So vulnerability is actually the state of being open to the possibility of being hurt or offended. I was like, wow, that doesn't seem like a fun word. I don't really want to be vulnerable or be open to the possibility of being hurt or wounded. But then I realized that that's what makes us all human. And I think connecting authenticity and vulnerability together, I think authenticity is just putting yourself out there with the knowledge that we might be hurt. We might not put out a persona of being perfect. We might be criticized. And that's okay, because we need to take that risk in order to build community, in order to connect with others, and encourage others to be authentic and vulnerable as well. So how do we be authentic and vulnerable? I think a great idea is to ask questions and expand your craft. I'm reading the book Mindset right now, and I forget who it's by, which is great, but we can link it in the notes in just a minute, and I recommend it to everyone, especially business owners. But this book talks about how it is so important to always have a growth mindset, and having the mindset of, even if you're a CEO of Facebook, okay, that you always need to be asking questions and expanding your craft. Even if you're at the top of your industry, you always need to be learning, because without that mindset, you're going to fall short and you're going to stunt your craft. And that kind of ties into the second point that I have here, that you should always admit that you can improve your skills and you can open up for yourself a whole new world. I really love giving the advice of encouraging makers and business owners to look into different fields that are almost unrelated, seemingly unrelated to their own field. So say for a digital marketer like myself, I find it really encouraging to actually paint or read books about something more geared towards science, or just another field that seems really opposite to what I would normally read, which would be a book on business growth. So I always find that opening and being vulnerable to other fields, other interests, can really open you up to expanding your business, and get a feel for your landscape, or whatever your community you're part of, and ask them questions, like I mentioned before, about their own expertise, because there are people who will always be smarter than you. It's a fact of life, even if you are, you know, like I said, the top of your industry. There will always be people who are smarter than you, and you need to learn from them. Share life. Invite others, ask them questions, and share with what you've been struggling with, what you've been winning at recently. And I think the Wake to Make Facebook Tribe has been really, really great at doing this so far. Lila's done an awesome job at curating the page and encouraging us all to share our stories, because it's the nitty-gritty of the everyday that makes up your business, right? Like it's yeah, those great big wins, those big sells, or landing a big blog post is always great, but it's the nitty-gritty, the waking up at 4 a.m. to get a workout in, or staying up late, or the trying to type out a blog post while the toddler in the background is screaming. Those are the nitty-gritty parts of life that are also valuable and deserve to be shared. Know the message that you're trying to get across to your audience, and communicate that in a clear and precise manner. Again, the clear and precise, not always my strongest point. And it might not be yours as well, but that's part of being authentic and vulnerable, is sharing your message. Maybe it'd be just for that week, or maybe for just that month. I think sometimes we can get caught up in, this is going back to brand identity. We can sometimes get caught up in consistent brand identity, which is really necessary. But again, be authentic and vulnerable with where you are at the moment, and share where you are in your business growth, even if that's not maybe the perfect point where you want to be right now. Your brand identity, tying in vulnerability and authenticity. Your brand identity is the combination of the what, why, and how of your craft. So for me, for Ringlet Media, the what is digital marketing services. The why is because I'm obsessed and in love with empowering women. I have been involved in women's ministry since I was a freshman in college. And that kind of translated over to my business, the love for building community, the love for helping women have that aha moment where they finally understand how to grow their email list, or they finally have that big sale after we go through setting up funnels for their business. That's my why, because it gives me such a high to empower others and help them have amazing businesses. And then the how of my craft is through all the nitty gritty that we were talking about. That's where and that shows, like it shows in your business if you get up early to work. It shows if you stay up late to work. It shows if you really pour your heart into your business, even though you might not, it might not be apparent at first glance. You always, those little things really do add up, I promise. And that's the how of your craft. How are you going to get it done? How are you going to get your what and your why out into the world? It's not about being perfect. It's about sharing your journey of creating and building community. And we can do this by implementing. Implementing is kind of the how of your craft. It's through email marketing, SEO, marketing funnels, social media marketing, and opt-ins. So I know we covered a lot in this last section between vulnerability, authenticity, and brand identity. But Lila now is going to talk to you about putting your voice into your brand. So we talked about authenticity and vulnerability in your brand identity. But then now Lila's going to take it over to talk about those truths a little bit further.
Hello. And I'm on headphones, so if it sounds weird, let me know.
You sound great so far.
Okay, awesome. I'm sharing my screen.
All right, so we talked with Elise talked to us about how, I'm taking these out because they're echoing for me. So she talks about the authenticity and the importance of being vulnerable. And a lot of that really does start with like knowing yourself and knowing what you want to get out of your brand. And so putting your voice in your brand, it's a process, but it starts with kind of knowing what you want out of it. And so I want you guys to think about that as we're talking about this today. So the basic truth is getting to know yourself and your why behind starting your own business or organization or endeavor is the most important thing when building trust with your clients or customers. I know a service-based business, people kind of have to be in love with you as a person and your work, but even as a product-based business, I go buy soaps from a friend of mine because I love her. I've got that connection with her, and so that's important in your product-based business as well. So what does it look like to find your voice? Have you ever noticed sometimes that people who sell to you that sell well to you and that you buy from don't really sound very salesy? They're not like, buy now, like get this for free, only 3 easy payments of $9.99. They have an authenticity behind what they're trying to sell, and they appear to you as though they know what they want and they believe in the product. Oops. So let's eliminate that fear of sounding salesy by giving people the truth about what we believe about what we're selling. So if you can't back what you're marketing, maybe you're in the wrong line of work. So if you're struggling to try and convince people that what you make is that what you make is good, or that maybe you have trouble believing it yourself that what you're offering is good, you might be in the wrong line of work, but you also might just have some self-worth issues that you need to overcome, and you need to get brave, and you need to value your work, and you need to acknowledge that what you can offer the world is important. And even if it doesn't look like the same person's over here, maybe it's a little different than what this person makes over here, that comparison can really destroy you. And so if you have that solid, like, I have value, I can offer this to people, I know who my people are, and I can talk to them in a way that connects with them and provides that authenticity, then you can adequately sell and it doesn't feel salesy like you're marketing. So once you realize the purpose of your business or endeavor or plan or organization, you'll undoubtedly begin to find your voice. So my voice, for example, starts to talk about, the maker. You're created to create. You're called to create. You have a job to do. You have a responsibility to make good in whatever way that you're good at, and that's easy to find because you know exactly, what you're good at. And people generally know, oh, I'm good at talking to people, or I'm good at, making knitted sweaters, or I'm good at, all these different kinds of talents that we have. You usually know what it is because you're good at it and you enjoy it. So I want to kind of work you through a little exercise, and you can work on this more as you're when this is over. But I want you to think about what you want to see accomplished in the world. How do you want to see the world changed? What bothers you? How do you want to actually make an effect on people? And who do you want to help? So it's your why and your who, just like Elise was talking about. Why do you want to help, and who do you want to help? Because once you identify these things, marketing and putting yourself out there and presenting the value that you have is not going to feel like you're trying very hard, because it's easy. This is what I do, and this is who I help. So try this. Try talking in your mind or out loud to the person that you can help and how you can help them, and listen to the keywords that you naturally use. So maybe you get a recorder out and record yourself and have a conversation with your ideal client or customer. And then make a list of the words you use naturally, and think of the ways that you can talk to your clients about your why using these words. So I use words like creative, like maker, like we're called to make good. We are called to, do these different things in our lives. And the ways that I speak to people resonates with them. And it doesn't resonate with everyone, but it resonates with the people that would want to work with me. So the hard truth is, if you don't have your voice, your purpose, your dreams in mind when starting a business, you won't go very far, because you're going to get distracted, and it's going to, go in 15 different directions, and people aren't going to understand what your purpose is and who you can help. So find out what you want to accomplish, who you want to affect, and then go kick some business booty. So starting to find your voice isn't easy, I know, but it's not meant to be done alone. That's why I created the Brand Your Story Starter Kit. So I put together a PDF and some Illustrator templates to get you started and give you a really good base for how you can start to brand your story. and it's going to walk you through your voice, it's going to walk you through your visual branding, it's going to walk you through how to talk to your people, it's going to give you kind of a map of how you're going to talk to these people and how you're going to market yourself in a really authentic and vulnerable way. So I'm going to kick it over to Elise. You're not muted, right, girl?
No, I was.
Okay. So our fast acting bonuses. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I got lipstick.
Let me take down my presentation. So let me check the chat real quick. Any questions for you guys? Yeah, sorry it was echoey. I don't know why. Did you guys have any questions? My chat kind of cut off, so if you posted any questions earlier, you got to repost them.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it wasn't you. There we are. So it's Q&A time, and Lise, do you want to put up the fast acting bonus slide and talk about your digital marketing kit too?
Sure. Well, if you are presenting, can people hear me?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you put up the slide because it can go full screen.
Okay, good idea. I like that. You can do that.
Yeah, sorry. I have no idea why my computer's not.
Tech stuff. I don't know why. All right, go for it.
Yay. Okay. Why don't you go one back and you can present yours. Yep, the Brand Story Starter Kit. Woohoo!
Yay! So the deal today for everyone on the webinar, if you purchase within the next 24 hours, you will get the Brand Story Starter Kit with an additional consult call. So a half an hour of just a brainstorming session where we can get on the phone and I can hear about what you want to accomplish, who you want to affect, and how we can kind of get you started, and even walking you through the Brand Your Story Starter Kit if you need it. And yeah, it's really good to talk with someone else. And I'm pretty good at pulling out, the basics of what you want to accomplish and how you can reach the right people. So 24 hours, if you buy the Brand Your Story Starter Kit, you'll get a 30-minute consult call with me, and I'll just send you an email after your purchase, and I'll get a call on the schedule.
Great. And I just wanted to address Brittany. Thank you so much for your question. Brittany asked, how do you draw the line between empowering others to discover their story and making money for what you do? And Brittany, when I think of this question, I want to direct everyone to read Big Magic by
Elizabeth Gilbert.
Because I totally believe in what she was saying in that book, that even Lila and I could do something very, very similar, but the way that we offer our services are completely unique, because I am a unique person and she is a unique person. And because we're both coming from different backgrounds, different perspectives, the thing that what you're going to get from both of us, from either of us, would be completely different. And I also think for me, it's really important to come at that question from a perspective of abundance and not lack. So what I mean by that is, in the mindset of abundance, I believe that there's an abundant amount of creativity and money for everyone to make. And of course, there's always competitors, and I understand that. But by empowering others, that doesn't mean that I'm that they're taking away my creativity or they're taking away from my story. I think there's an abundance of creativity and stories to go around.
Right, and empowering others, it can feel kind of like a ministry, so you feel bad charging, but the way that someone is gifted to pull out someone's story, that can really mean a lot to someone, and it can be very valuable to someone else who's not good at that. And so you shouldn't feel bad for charging for what you're good at and the things that you make. So for example, I'm not good at cooking, so sometimes I outsource my meals and we go to Pizza Hut, but I don't feel bad, I don't feel like they're cheapening my work or anything, because I'm going to get you know, the pre-made pizza that I could probably make at home for better and could be healthier and probably cheaper. But it's not devaluing either of our work. It's just the choice that I'm making to outsource that work for me, because I don't want to put the time in and the effort in to make my own pizza at home. And so it's business. It's the same thing. So it shouldn't be seen as like, well, the Pizza Hut should give me a pizza for free because I'm really bad at making my own pizza. So you have to make sure that you're not devaluing your work by feeling like you should be giving it away because it's so easy for you.
Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, yeah, I hope that helps, Brittany.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to talk about digital marketing 101 real quick.
Go for it. And that timer up on the screen, I guess we don't really need that since we're doing 24 hours, huh? But that's how much time we have left to ask questions. So if you have questions, feel free to post them now. And we'll be on here for another 7.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. We know we want to value your time too. I know everyone's really busy, so the timer was for both you and for us to keep track of how much time we have. Yeah, so digital marketing 101. I came up with this kit because I've been working a lot with one-on-one with clients to establish their digital marketing. And it can be a really long process, to be honest. It's ongoing. It can be ongoing. And it can take up a lot of time and a lot of resources. So what I wanted to set up was a digital marketing kit that would take 1 month, where I could go in with a client and completely set up all the systems that they need to get their digital marketing on track. It's kind of like a boot camp for digital marketing. So yeah, my original digital marketing services are always offered on my site, but this is a special offer, a special kit for just the people on this webinar. Do you want to go, Lila, to our last slide that has both of our links and our graphics, just so people can get a visual. Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, yeah. There's the links for each package, and so remember you have 24 hours for both of them to get the price that you're seeing on Elise's digital, and then to get the 30-minute consult with me from the Brand Your Story kit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll be sending out an email to everyone, to a reminder after this webinar. It is open for 24 hours. And the awesome part of it is that we'd work together for a certain amount of time, and I'd set you all up. And then after that, you won't need digital marketing services again, of course, unless you want to outsource that to a virtual assistant or someone else. So you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's really exciting. Like Lila and I both talked about, we love empowering other business owners. So I hope you guys find these kits helpful.
And let me talk about outsourcing for a minute. There comes a point in your business, and I'm just getting here. I actually outsourced Elise as a VA, so a virtual assistant, for a few hours this past week. And then I started outsourcing photography and a few other things. And there's something awesome about not only, giving that work to someone else, but also like partnering with another maker and creative and actually establishing like that relationship there. And so my business is just not about me anymore. It's not, just about what I can offer. It's about kind of a team mindset. And so that is a really cool place to get to when you're, getting more and more successful in business.
Yep. Does anyone else have questions? I just want to make sure we cover everything. And as always, you guys can find us in the Wake to Make tribe, or at my website is ringlet-media.org. And you can find Lila at thehigginscreative.com.
You guys should share I think I'm following most of you, but you guys should share your social media links in the chat on our website so that we can catch up with you. If you're not in the Wake to Make Facebook tribe, you should join and get in there because it's going to be fun. I post prompts and videos and try and keep you guys growing and encouraged in your business.
Yep, well, I know it's 2 o'clock, so we should probably wrap it up. But Lila, do you want to come back to the video screen?
Oops. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, so we made it, and we did it on time. I was really worried that we would go way under or go way over, so we timed it out pretty well. I'm proud of us.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you guys for joining. It's been so fun. We have so many of you just stuck with us the whole time, and I'm so excited to encourage you in your business and help you kind of take those first steps.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know everyone's, like I said, time is really valuable, so we really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us this afternoon or morning.
I know where you are. And feel free to share out. This is going to post on YouTube, and so people can go and watch the replay, and we'll send out a few emails to remind you guys of that, and I'll post them in the Wake to Make Tribe Facebook group as well.
Yay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of the day.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.